So, hello everyone. My name is Chaitanya Nanda, and on behalf of College Dunia, I am in the series of College Dunia. We are taking interviews of all those students who shortlisted and actually converted India's top B schools. Today we have Akshat from FMS batch of 22 to 24. Welcome, Akshat.
Hey Chaitanya, thank you for having me.
Yeah. So, Akshat, jumping right straight away to the very first question. Okay. So, what was your profile background before actually entering the B school?
So I am a GEM fresher.
Okay.
I did my engineering in computer science from Vellore Institute of Technology in Vellore.
Okay.
And just after my graduation, during my third year or the early fourth year, I realized that I want to pursue an MBA. So I jumped right into it, and now here I am pursuing MBA from FMS Delhi.
Okay, so Akshat, you mentioned that you're GEM, right? So I'm assuming
Yeah.
your percentile must have been around 99 or 99 plus, right? So can I know what was your exact percentile?
So my percentile was 99.84.
Okay. Okay. So Akshat, my next question is that achieving that kind of percentile might take someone like 2 years, might take someone like 1 year. How much time did it take you to actually score that percentile?
All right. So again, it is extremely subjective. Different people might take different time. For me, I started preparing for CAT in say January 2021, and I gave my CAT in November 21. Right. So I was attending classes for cons, etc. So I used to attend classes during the weekends right from January. But then it was around May or June when I seriously got into it, when I realized that if I put in the effort required, then I will be able to get a good percentile. I was that confident in myself. So from May or June onwards, I regularly started practicing. I started giving mocks regularly, and that's when I started picking up the pace.
Okay, so Akshat, in one of our previous interviews as well, we discussed that how important it is to be actually serious while you're preparing for the CAT exam. So is it relevant in your aspect as well?
Listen, it is absolutely important because CAT, what happens on the D-Day, you have to be prepared for it, right? And the only way to be prepared is to take it seriously. But having said that, unlike I also gave JEE when I was in my 12th. So unlike in my personal experience, unlike JEE, it requires a bit less, I would say, bit less effort. It's not as time consuming as it was back then. But that depends if you feel that you are strong in the cons or the verbal area.
Okay, got it. So Akshat, jumping right away to the next question. According to you, what is that one most important thing that it took you to actually crack the CAT exam, apart from your seriousness, of course?
Practice, consistency, and faith. You need to make sure that you're practicing as many questions as you can, because that will help you to be familiar with different varieties of questions, and you never know what turns up on the D-Day, right? You don't know what sort of question will turn up. So you need to practice as much as you can so that you are familiar with all the concepts, familiar with all sorts of questions that can be asked. And you also have to have faith in yourself. You have to believe that your efforts will pay off, because if you give mocks, it's very natural that your scores will fluctuate. Your mock test scores will fluctuate. Sometimes they'll be really good, but there are times when it might be bad. And when that happens, it's very easy to, be discouraged and lose all hope and belief. But you should not do that. Just be very confident in yourself and make sure that you don't let the bad scores pull you down. You make sure that you keep looking up.
Got it. So Akshat, of course, before the percentile, what happens is IIM CAT website releases a score basically, so that you can calculate your specific score. So when you got to know that you have scored this much, on what basis you shortlisted rest of the colleges? Of course, I know that once you fill the CAT form, you automatically fill all the IIMs form, right? So apart from IIMs, on what basis you shortlisted the colleges, and which were those colleges?
So, I mean, it's no secret that everyone wants to go into IIM ABC, right?
Yeah,
but then I realized that as a GEM fresher, and you need to have really CAT percentile and an academic background, a strong CGPA in your college to get the shortlists. So, keeping that in mind, I wasn't very choosy. I wanted to keep my options open. So there was, I don't think I rejected any college. It's more like I was open to. I literally gave each and every interview that came my way. Be it the IIM, the new ones as well, FMS, and the other exams like I gave ZAT, I gave IFT exam. So yeah, I didn't put any restrictions on myself.
Got it. So you talked about IFT and ZAT. So did you give other exams as well, like SNAP and CMAT?
I gave NMAT.
Okay,
Apart from CAT, I only gave NMAT, IFT, and ZAT.
got it. So apart from FMS, did you apply for other institutes like MDA Gurgaon and like, for example, SBJN, so to say?
I missed out on filling the forms for MDI and SPJ. Not really a responsibility to admit, guys. Make sure that you fill all the forms. But yeah, I missed out filling on those forms. So apart from the IIMs and FMS, I don't think I filled for any other college which accepted students on the basis of CAT score.
Got it. Akshat, my next question is, for which IIMs did you get? Of course, I'm expecting that all the IIMs would have shortlisted you. But my focus is, what were those IIMs that you were targeting specifically?
So again, it's my intention to be very honest so that the viewers get a very complete and honest idea about what it is out there. So I didn't, apart from in the old IIMs, only got a call from IMC. I did not get a call from any other IIM. I got calls from CAP, the new IIMs, the baby IIMs as we call them, and FMS, but AB, Lucknow, Indore, Kozhikode, I didn't get a call from those. And I got a call from Shillong as well.
Okay, so my next question is, Akshat. So was there any priority list in your mind that, okay, if I'll get this call, I'll definitely go to this college or something?
Definitely, Calcutta and FMS were right up there.
Okay.
So, I had only, to be very honest, I hadn't really thought of anything of any other colleges apart from Calcutta and FMS. These two were at the top of my list and I was concentrating entirely on these two.
Okay. Now, Akshat, coming to that list only, how do you define that list? For example, on what were your bases? For ROI was either one of the base, or like some other things that you kept in mind to actually prepare that list? What were those things?
So I don't really think IIM, Calcutta and FMS need any introduction or need any reason to be listed on your list, right? But having a strong alumni base, again, ROI is a big one. For some people, it matters a lot. And with FMS, the prestige, the tag the IMC carries is a huge one, right? So I think these were again, also placement figures, they might be important for some people, right? So these are all the factors that one can keep in the mind.
Got it. Perfect. Now, my next question is, Akshat, for which institutes you appeared for the GD VAT round? Like, for example, so I was saying like in 2022, in CAP round specifically, there was no GD round, right? So did you appear for any GD round like in IIM?
So I don't think I appeared for any GD round because the entire process was online, right? So I think that's why they scrapped the GDs. So I didn't really appear for any GD whatsoever. So to make up for those missing GDs, a few colleges, they incorporated something called extempore speeches, where they gave you a topic and you have to prepare on it for 10 seconds and then speak for around a minute. So to make up for GD, some colleges incorporated extempores, but then most of the other colleges, they just went straight up with the interviews.
Okay, so no VAT, no GD. If I'm not wrong, right? Got it. So which institute kept this criteria of extempore? Can you please let us know?
So FMS had an extempore round.
Okay.
And it happened right before your interview. It's not that you need to prepare differently for it or there's another date for it. It happens just before your interview. So as far as I recall, it's FMS and IIM Rohtak. These two had extempore rounds.
Got it. So coming to my next question, Akshat. So did you appear for each and every interview round you got shortlisted for?
Yep.
Okay. So can you please let us know how was your interview experience specifically for FMS? Because that you actually converted and actually went into FMS, right? So how was your interview experience?
So FMS interview, listen, interviews can be wide ranging, right? They can range from being stress interviews to being a very comfortable and relaxing place. It all matters who the interviewer is, who the panelists constitute of. So it's very subjective. A lot of it depends on your luck. But luckily for me, my FMS interview was pretty good. There were two panelists and both of them ensured that, they tried to comfort me. They made sure that I was not nervous in any way. Other than as soon as I entered the room, again, like I said, I had the extempore. And then after that, FMS interviews are usually, as compared to other colleges, they're short. They last for around 10 to 15 minutes, whereas other interviews go up for around 25 to 30 minutes. So it was short and sweet for 10 to 15 minutes. And these interviews usually revolve around your prior experience, your experience in college, why, and if you are a fresher, then they are really interested in why you want to pursue an MBA directly. Why not work for a couple of years and then decide? Also, it matters on what you have portrayed in your CV, what you've portrayed in your responses prior.
Right.
So they ask on that, and they also you should be up to date with the current affairs, whatever's happening around the country, whatever's happening around the world. A lot of my interviews depended on the Russia-Ukraine conflict, because in Feb the war started, right? So a lot of the interviews was around Russia-Ukraine conflict. So
Okay. So Akshat, you mentioned the extempore round, right? So what was the topic of the extempore? Can you recall, please?
Yes, all right. My extempore's topic was "Sky is the limit for men."
Okay.
So it was quite abstract. And when you're sitting in an interview hall, probably the most important interview for your life till then, and you get such an abstract topic, you get taken aback. But then that was the intention. They wanted to check how you. They gave you literally just 10 seconds. So it's not about the content as much as it's about your delivery and how you think. Are you thinking out of the box? So I think these are the parameters they judge on.
Got it. So Akshat, coming back to the same question. So what were those specific interview questions that FMS put towards you?
I think it started off after extempore. It was tell me something about yourself.
Okay.
And then since I'm from Patna, Bihar, so we got into a discussion about Bihar's history. It went straight up to the Magadha Empire's time, Ashoka, Chanakya. So those were the sort of personalities my panelists brought up when discussing about Bihar. And I also, in my form, I had written something about entrepreneurship. So we went through the not the nitty-gritties, but then an overview of exactly what entrepreneurship is and the steps involved in the entire process.
Got it. Okay. Akshat, my next question is that you talked about Bihar's history and all of it. So how did you prepare for this interview? How did you prepare for this extempore? So what were the bases? Were you
So again, I think what helps is that you read a lot. That helps quite a lot. If you have a natural habit of reading books, newspapers, or anything you get your hands on, that helps a lot. And for me, I was very interested in history. History, and these are the sort of things you should actually know, because if you belong to a certain place, then you are expected to know everything about it. That's just how it is. So I knew that, and yes, that's why I specifically went through important moments, important personalities related to Bihar, and not only just Bihar, it's about India as well and the world as well. It's very vast, it's very subjective, and the interviews can range literally from anything. The questions can range from any topic, anything. So reading helps quite a lot, and being confident when you answer your questions. There might be some questions which you don't know the answer to, but then you have to be confident. You have to put it politely. I don't know, or whatever it is, however you choose to answer it, you have to be confident, certain in yourself.
Perfect. And Akshat, so my next question is, how much time did it actually take you to prepare for the interview? Did you start immediately after you gave your CAT exam, or after the scores were released?
So after my CAT, I gave a couple other exams, IFT, CAT, etc. But then after they revealed the scores and I tallied my score, and I realized that I'll end up with a good percentile, because it's easy to do that. You look at the past trends and then you calculate and you sort of have an idea. Right. So I had an idea that I will be scoring a good percentile, and that's when I I took 2 to 3 days off, because it's only natural that you take a few days off for yourself. But then I got right into it, and so reading newspapers, I started doing all that, keeping up with whatever's happening currently, financially, socio-politically, geographically, everything.
So Akshat, was it all self-preparation, or were you part of an institute only?
I was part of an institute, Grad Square. I was part of that institute, and it actually helps if you are able to be part of an institute which has experience in training students. It helps quite a lot. It actually gives you a sense of direction in which you should prepare and what questions to expect, and then you also have mock interviews with them. So it sort of gives you a sense of direction in which you should head. So Akshat, is it safe to assume that after that happens in the first week of January, right? So is it safe to assume that it took you a month and a half before the actual FMS interview, which happened in February, for the interview? No, so the FMS interview actually happened a bit late compared to the other colleges. My interviews did begin in February.
Got it.
And they went right up till April.
Got it. So did you refer to any to some of the sources on internet for your interview preparation?
I'll be honest. I mean, the sources I refer to, I can't name them because it's just random. I just entered a topic on Google, and whatever came up first, whatever websites came up, the first 2 or 3 websites, I just went through them. And if I thought that I still had any doubts, or if I still had any curiosity about anything else, so I just looked them up. It's not, you don't have to refer to any one particular source.
Got it. Perfect. So Akshat, do you have any last word for all our viewers, please? It would be very helpful.
Sure. So first of all, be confident in yourself, be confident in your preparation, work on your soft skills, work on how to answer the questions, work on, your voice modulation, etc. And read a lot. Again, reading is something which the importance of it cannot be overstated enough. Read as much as you can.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Akshat. Thank you for your time. And thank you all who joined us, please. Thank you so much, Akshat.
Thank you.